Now, whether or not you use it or whether or not you have any strong opinions on it, AI seems to be doing the rounds on social media. Everyone's talking about it. I've seen some wild stuff that people can do with it, and I don't know whether to be worried or not. To be honest, I'm not the smartest person in the world, and of course, my area of expertise is not in AI. But the AI godfather, Geoffrey Hinton, is warning of dangers as he quits Google. So we're going to read this because let's listen to an expert. A man widely seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence has quit his job, warning about the growing dangers from developments in the field. Oh no. Geoffrey Hinton, 75, announced his resignation from Google in a statement to the New York Times, saying he now regretted his work. You see this quite a lot from people who are the top dons in terms of what they've done. Eventually, they're just like, why the fuck did I do that? Oh no, I've unleashed hell. But props to this dude for being working at 75 years old. He looks good for his age as well, Jesus. He told the BBC some of the dangers of AI chatbots were quite scary. Right now, they're not more intelligent than us, as far as I can tell. I'm just going to tell you that based on my YouTube comment section, ChatGPT and things like that are way smarter than the average human. Like, the average human doesn't know how to Google things. They just don't. They've got no fucking idea. What they'll do is they'll just parrot things that they heard somebody else say without critically engaging with it whatsoever. They don't take 5 seconds to fact check anything that they're saying that they could find on Google. In general, people are not very smart. Saying this as somebody who's not very smart myself, but I think compared to a lot of people in society, I look like fucking Einstein, which is saying something because I am a functional moron. So I think this guy, who's clearly very intelligent, is probably not understanding how fucking stupid most people are. Dr. Hinton also accepted that his age had played into his decision to leave the tech giant, telling the BBC, "I'm 75, so it's time to retire. Yes, mate, you've done your fucking shift. Your watch is over." Dr. Hinton's pioneering research on neural networks and deep learning has paved the way for current AI systems like ChatGPT. In artificial intelligence, neural networks are systems that are similar to the human brain in the way they learn and process information. They enable AIs to learn from experience as a person would. This is called deep learning. See? Way smarter than most people. Most people don't learn from fucking anything. The British-Canadian cognitive psychologist and computer scientist told the BBC that chatbots could soon overtake the level of information that a human brain holds. Right now, what we're seeing is things like GPT-4 eclipses a person in the amount of general knowledge it has, and it eclipses them by a long way. In terms of reasoning, it's not as good, but it does already do simple reasoning. Using ChatGPT, like Google, is just way better than using Google. It just is. If you need to know something, and you've got a subscription to ChatGPT, which I do, using that as Google is really good. Using it for things that require like a high level of context or maybe like human conversation is not anywhere near as good, although I do think eventually it will be. But if you just want to know some random shit, as long as it's not a topic that they're suppressing in some kind of way, which I have seen screenshots of people asking AIs things like low-hanging fruit questions. Given the rate of progress, we expect things to get better quite fast, so we need to worry about that. True. This does make me worry. Not like I'm actually going to sit and concern myself, because luckily for me, I understand that I am stupid, and most things are out of the scope and scale of my life and things I can impact. So if I can't impact it whatsoever, I just tend not to think about it until it comes up, and then I'll give my opinion and move on. I'll go back to worrying about how dog shit my mid laner is in my Dota game, or the fact that people keep sending me DMCAs or weird things like that, or like your personal health. I'm not going to worry about if AI is going to take over people's jobs, because if it does, it does. Fuck all I do is going to change that. In New York Times article, Dr. Hinton referred to bad actors who would try to use AI for bad things. True, this is definitely a factor that people don't really take into consideration. When asked by the BBC to elaborate on this, he replied, "This is just a kind of worst-case scenario, kind of a nightmare scenario. Oh no. You can imagine, for example, some bad actor like Russian President Vladimir Putin decided to give robots the ability to create their own sub-goals." He's not talking about a hot tub streamer on Twitch who's like, give me 5 subscribers and I'll do jumping jacks in my bikini, or give me 10 subscribers and I'll change my bikini while bending over or something. He's talking about telling it to do things like, as we see here, I need to get more power. He added, I've come to the conclusion that the kind of intelligence we're developing is very different from the intelligence we have. We are biological systems and these are digital systems. And the big difference is that with digital systems, you have many copies of the same set of weights, the same model of the world. And all these copies can learn separately, but share their knowledge instantly. It's the fucking Borg, mate. He's describing the hive mind. So it's as if you had 10,000 people, and whenever one person learned something, everyone automatically knew. And that's how these chatbots can know so much more than any one person. This is the scary thing about anything that is a collective mind. Also amazing, because think of if it was used for good, the rate of acceleration with medical research and things like that, maybe we'd be able to cure people of diseases that previously would have ended their life or made them suffer for a real long time. That's like best case scenario for me. We use AI to essentially solve all the things that ail people in their typical natural life. But obviously, technology cannot be created without somebody using it to end life instead of preserve it. Unfortunately, humans are just shit. All these copies can learn separately but share their knowledge instantly. Matt Clifford, the chairman of the UK's Advanced Research and Invention Agency, speaking in a personal capacity, told the BBC that Dr. Hinton's announcement underlines the rate at which AI capabilities are accelerating. I've had loads of people in my comment section, whenever I talk about AI, which again I'm uninformed on, I will be the first to admit that, I'll say things like, oh, AI is getting to the point where people are losing jobs. And people show up and they're like, this is not even AI. AI doesn't even exist. This is just blah, blah, blah. And nobody should be worried about it. And it doesn't matter. And then you have the godfather of AI and actual experts saying things like, this is scary. I'm worried about this. I think we need to stop this. And I know who to believe. There's an enormous upside from this technology, but it's essential that the world invests heavily and urgently in AI safety and control, he said. Dr. Hinton joins a growing number of experts who have expressed concerns about AI, both the speed at which it is developing and the direction in which it is going. We need to take a step back. I do agree with this, because at the end of the day, we've got to the stage where we are now without going like full on, I've got an erection, I'm gonna fuck. So we probably do need to just chill, figure out what's going on, the safe way to approach this, and then, dip our toes in the water again. In March, an open letter co-signed by dozens of people in the AI field, including the tech billionaire Elon Musk, called for a pause on all developments more advanced than the current version of AI chatbot, ChatGPT, so robust safety measures could be designed and implemented. Yeah, I agree with this. As a moron. Yoshua Bengio, another so-called godfather of AI, who along with Dr. Hinton and Yan Lee Kun, won the 2018 Turing Award for their work on deep learning, also signed the letter. So the experts do just agree that this is it's gone too far already, and we need to chill and we need to figure shit out. Mr. Bengio wrote that it was because of the unexpected acceleration in AI systems that we need to take a step back. But Dr. Hinton told the BBC that in the shorter term, he thought AI would deliver many more benefits than risks. So I don't think we should stop developing this stuff, he added. Yeah, of course, makes sense. Again, I do think the medical research angle is just a huge, huge use case. He also said that international competition would mean that a pause would be difficult. Even if everyone in the US stopped developing it, China would just get a big lead, he said. This is why we can't have nice things, guys. That if the movies do come true and the AI is the cause of the apocalypse and the robots take over, it is just going to be due to some dumb shit where competing countries and competing interests are like, yeah, we know everything could go wrong, but what if it doesn't and they get a lead on us? So fuck the human race, fuck the planet we live on. We'll just do it anyway. Because they're going to do it, and we don't want them to win. Because, of course, that's what we need to be worried about as the human species. It's not coming together and solving problems and living in harmony. It's making sure that we win, because we're right and everyone else is wrong. This is why I like being in my little bubble. Dr. Hinton also said he was an expert on the science, not policy, and that it was the responsibility of government to ensure AI was developed, with a lot of thought into how to stop it going rogue. The government can't even stop people making loot boxes in video games and getting children hooked on fucking gambling addiction. I don't trust them to do anything related to technology, because the policymakers are usually in their fucking 60s, 70s, and 80s, and they're just clueless. They move at a snail's pace. It's fucking useless. So I guess we'll just hold hands and wait for the end to come. Dr. Hinton stressed that he did not want to criticize Google, and that the tech giant had been, quote, very responsible. I actually want to say some good things about Google. We don't do that here. We hate Google on this channel. All my homies hate Google. I'm joking, don't demonetize this video. I actually like YouTube, to be honest. And they're more credible if I don't work for Google. In a statement, Google's chief scientist, Jeff Dean, said, quote, "We remain committed to a responsible approach to AI. We are continually learning to understand emerging risks while also innovating boldly." It is important to remember that AI chatbots are just one aspect of artificial intelligence, even if they are the most popular right now. You can't go anywhere on the internet without people talking about this stuff. And if you've used it, you can probably understand why. They're really good. AI is behind the algorithms that dictate what video streaming platforms decide you should watch next. Yeah, of course, the algorithm on YouTube can be used in recruitment to filter job applications, by insurers to calculate premiums. It can diagnose medical conditions, although human doctors still get the final say. While we are seeing now, through the rise of AGI, artificial general intelligence, which can be trained to do a number of things within a remit. So, for example, ChatGPT can only offer text answers to a query, but the possibilities within that, as we are seeing, are endless. But the pace of AI acceleration has surprised even its creators. It has evolved dramatically since Dr. Hinton built a pioneering image analysis neural network in 2012. Even Google boss Sundar Pichai, I'm sorry if I butcher these names, it is what it is, said in a recent interview that even he did not fully understand everything that its AI chatbot, Bard, did. What an amazing name. Well, I've not used Bard, but what a cool name for an AI chatbot. Make no mistake, we're on a speeding train right now, and the concern is that one day it will start building its own tracks. It's the replicators from Stargate, it's the Borg from Star Trek, it's the machines from The Matrix, we've seen it in all the movies, they've all warned us about it. If we made those movies and it warned us about it and we still succumb to the fucking robot overlords, thoroughly deserved. Thoroughly deserved. It is what it is. I'll not be fighting it back against the machines if this does come to fruition. I'll let the people who fucking sat by and let it happen. I'll just head into that sweet surrender doing the things that I enjoy doing, which is apparently make shit videos reacting to BBC articles on YouTube. But there we go. AI, is it too much? Have they gone too far? Will they go too far? Leave your opinions in the comment section. I will definitely read them, and I'm sure people are going to say they're all wrong. AI is fine. In fact, it's not even AI. I, for one, think it's cool so far what we've got, but obviously we've done without, and I would like to see that it's done properly, where lots of things obviously in the world are not done properly. But I do think he raises a good point about the international arms race, essentially, for lack of a better term. So would it even matter unless the world came together and then somebody undoubtedly would get caught, even if everyone came together and went, yeah, we're not going to do it. Someone would get caught with a secret lab somewhere making fucking robots and AI even better. Because of course they would. This shit happens constantly, but there we go. It might just be a case of we can't put Will Smith back in the bottle, but yeah, we'll see what happens, or we won't. It'll take over and you'll never hear from me again. Maybe they're already taking over and they're going to suppress this video. Either way, not... Whatever. See you next time. Peace out.